Hello, so today I'm going to be showing you a very easy solution to gunked up bearings in anything. I'm just using a fidget spinner as an example, just because it's the easiest way to show the bearing's performance and speed. So, under this aluminum bracket, we have an R1883 bearing, if I could get it off. Now, this has not been cleaned in a long time. I've had the spinner for about 2 years now. Anyway, this solution is 2 parts isopropyl alcohol, 1 part WD-40, and as you can see, I've used it already a few times with a few of my spinners, but that won't affect anything because of how the chemical works. So, I have a bearing here. Just gonna drop it down inside the solution. Gonna take my metal skewer, and I'm gonna just and I'm just gonna move it around like this, a lot. Like, do this for about a minute or two. I'll cut back to it in just a second. Okay, I'm back down. So I've done this for about a minute or two now. Now you're gonna pull it out, drop it onto a paper towel, and just fold it into it a few times. But make it so that you can grab it somewhere. And just smack it up against your hand a few times. That looked really weird. Don't judge me. So yeah, after you've pretty much completely dried that off, as much as you can, no need to go into it with like compressed air or anything, but just get as much as you can with the paper towel. It will still need to naturally dry afterward though, just because of how this chemical works. Because the WD-40 will slow down the bearing a little bit, because it's still a lubricant, but it will no longer have any noise whatsoever almost. It will definitely up the performance of the bearing. I've found that this works a lot better on 608 bearings, 608 RS, 608 AS, things like that. The bearings with the larger ball and larger diameter. But so yeah, I'll just cut back to this once it's dried completely. Okay, pretty sure it's completely dried now. I've been waiting for about like 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know, I haven't really been counting time, but it's been a little while. So also, I think I'm just gonna do the caps real quick, because if you can tell, that's a little gunky in there. Yeah, it's a good cleaning solution in general. These right here are also bearings, but I can't pull them out because they're either welded or glued in. I have no idea. This is aluminum, so I can't just, like, re-glue something back. Oop, that was gross. I gotta clean that up. BT dubs, this is extremely toxic if you had no idea. Isopropyl alcohol is quite toxic, in fact. And WD-40, because it's a lubricant, is also very toxic. So, wow, there's a lot coming off. You can see how gunky it is in there. Now, some of this was due to the chemical reaction between the WD-40 and isopropyl alcohol. I don't know exactly what kind of reaction it is. Maybe some kind of cohesive reaction, because it is creating these little clumps. But most of it is just the product of the stuff coming off of the bearing and the caps. But because this is aluminum, it may not rust. But if you want it to still be a little bit loud, but just to be speed, right after this, take out the bearing and rinse it with water, and then use either compressed air or like your face, like your lungs, to dry it out afterward. Then you'll get a really fast bearing instead of a well-lubricated bearing or a long-lasting bearing. But if you're doing this for skateboarding, I would not recommend using this kind of a solution, because this will break down the current lubricant on the cage of the bearing. But yeah, it will definitely speed up something like a fidget spinner, or maybe a bearing that you want to move at high speeds. of any kind. I don't know. I've seen engineers do lots of weird things with bearings. Something that I've noticed, though, is that most bearings that you were to find in the flywheel system of a car often move at high speeds, and they often use a low thickness lubricant or oil. Anyway, before this was very loud. Here, I'll put it up to the speaker if you can hear that. Yeah, that's pretty silent. Anyway, there's that video. Hope it helped. Goodbye.